Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Enough Said podcast. We are back here Sunday morning, 11 o'clock as always. We are in season 4, episode 9. Guys, 9 weeks already. What is going on?
Crazy.
Yeah, I tell you.
All you can say is crazy.
It's going
It
fast.
is week 8 in the NFL.
Yep.
Yep.
It's moving,
Crazy.
man. We got a lot to talk about this week. Eagles with a big win over Miami. San Francisco with a big loss. 2 in a row. And you can see by Mike's rock bottom there. He's ready to go.
Still licking those wounds. Oh.
Yeah. Mike, Purdy should know not to do those quarterback, sneaks. Like, he can't do the brotherly shove like that,
Yeah, I mean, he's done pretty well with the quarterback sneaks, but that one just didn't go well. It's supposed to get hit in the head like that. But I'm still, as you see, I said rock bottom, man. Kirk Cousins, I know he's a good quarterback, but to me, you shouldn't lose to Kirk Cousins. It's rock bottom, man.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I mean, does Purdy have a history of getting injured now? I mean, elbow last year, concussion this year. What's next? You know what I mean?
They've all been kind of they've kind of been legit hits. I mean, the Eagles thing was kind of a fluke. I mean, he got hit in the elbow in the perfect spot. I mean, what can I say about that? And the concussion, I mean, the dude hit him in the top of the helmet when he was going over the top. So, yeah, you probably would get concussed, get hit like that. So I don't think there's real injury history just yet.
Right.
We'll see. I mean, he's playing today, so he hasn't missed a game, other than the the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. But what surprised me is like Justin Jefferson was out there, and their defense just didn't show up. They got killed through the air. Like that was probably the most surprising thing.
Yeah, rock bottom.
Yeah,
right. I'm more mad about that than the 2 interceptions Purdy had. Rookies. He's still a rookie kind of quarterback, so you're going to do that in a game when you're pressing, trying to win a game. I mean, I've seen some of the best quarterbacks throw interceptions at the wrong times. I mean, Dak's not a terrible quarterback, but he does it all the time, throw interceptions in the fourth quarter. So, not mad at Purdy, but yeah, the defense was atrocious, just atrocious.
They got a lot of money on that defensive line not to get pressure, man. You got Bosa, you got Hargrave. I mean, grave digger. Yeah, he's digging his own grave right now. That guy's not doing what he's supposed to be doing,
Yeah,
especially for my fantasy team. I picked up San Fran, man. I mean, come on. They got to
put him back.
Drop
him back.
It was just some key plays in that game, they were crushing the defensive coordinator about calling they said it was a zero blitz, but the guy was still singled up on that rookie receiver, and that was our best cornerback who was supposed to be a shutdown corner, and he was there to make the play. He actually got the interception. This is the dude ripped the ball from him and then went and scored, and that kind of turned the game upside down. But you got to make those plays. I mean, when you're the top cornerback in your team, you're the highest paid. He's 13th highest paid cornerback in the league. It's like the 5th highest paid cornerback in the NFC. You gotta make the interception, man. You can't have no rookie taking the ball.
That's what I'm saying. You let a rookie, and then he stiff armed you. That's the thing. I don't know.
Candy from a baby.
I mean, they were crushing the defensive coordinator. Like, oh, you should have put him in that position to have that happen to him. I'm just like. But he did, and he's still paid to make the play, and he's a star player, so he's got to make the play. That's just how it is. So.
I like that. You're paid to make the play.
You put in coordinators and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, coordinators are not on the field.
Right. But that's the key difference, man. That's what I've seen from San Francisco this year, especially on defense, is the stars, statistically they've done well. They get a lot of tackles, there's pass breakups, all that kind of stuff. But when you need that play, when you need just someone to come in and make a big play, you don't see it happen. Fred Warner, probably excluded from that. He has, shown up pretty much most of the year, but your Bosa's, your Hargraves, the guys in the backfield, the Halfungas and all these names, Javarius Ward, a lot of name players that last year, people was gushing over, and this year, they're making tackles and stuff, and it's just not making the big plays that turn games around. And that's what Niners fans have been used to for a while, is having big play defense. So
I wonder
we'll see.
What's the problem?
I don't know. I mean, people are crushing Steve Wilks. You're saying that he don't have the same energy as like a D'Amico Ryans or Robert Saleh. Both of those guys were on the sidelines. When they make a big play, they would get pumped, and all that kind of stuff. Wilks is in the booth, he's watching, he's quiet. And so I don't know if it's his energy. I don't know if I don't think he's changed the defense that much. There's more blitzing, more pressure, but you would think that would help things out, not make things worse. So yeah, I hope they sort it out today. I've seen them play well at times, and I've seen them play terrible at times, but hopefully they start getting improving. Hopefully, Wills can kind of get in the groove. Ryans wasn't, great from the start. When he started as a defensive coordinator, the defense kind of struggled a little bit, and then they kind of found their groove and got there. Saleh, I mean, they wanted to fire him. I remember in his first 2 years, man, they couldn't stand Saleh in San Francisco. I mean, our defense was just giving up points left and right, and it just felt like they couldn't stop nobody. And then he kind of it clicked. I think a lot of it was Bosa getting there, but the whole system he put in place kind of clicked. And then next thing you know, he's the head coach because of how well the defense played that year. So hoping Wilks have the same kind of luck, just takes a little time to get things going, and then they kind of sort it out.
Gotcha.
Well, it's not going to get any easier today in Cincinnati coming in. So
yeah, at least at home. At least it's
got
at
the
home.
Bengals.
Yeah, at least it's a home game. So they play pretty good at home.
all
Last
right.
2 losses have been on the road, so that has something to do with that thing too.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with them today. Like, obviously, the Eagles jumped over them in the power rankings, but San Francisco didn't drop too far back. They're still number 3, which is interesting. So people still think they're going to find a way to figure this out when I saw NFL.com. So we'll see what happens. Interestingly, the Eagles were number 5. They jumped back up to number 2 with a big win over Miami. I'll open this up to Dre and Jermaine, whoever wants to start first. Let's go with Dre first. You happy with Jalen now, or are you still a little shaky on Jalen?
No, I'm not. No. I want to see the run actually get established today. Because, Eagles are the 4th team in point scoring. And then in defensively wise, the front 4, man, they shut down the number 1 offense last week. But this whole thing with this knee mystery and all that stuff with Jalen, I don't know what that's all about. To me, that sounds like an excuse to not tell you what the real problem is. But he has to has to, but I want to see the run established from him and also our run period, against Washington, because we didn't do that last time when we lost to them last year. So I want to see more. What about you, Jermaine?
They're 6-1. I mean, and I had to think about it. I mean, over the week we're busting up Jalen, we're busting up other things and all that stuff. I me. I got a long commute. So I listen to WIP, the local station in Philadelphia. And then sometimes I listen to other podcasts and all that stuff. And the bottom line is, and sometimes we got to come back and just reset and then look at it. It's like, hold on, we're 6-1. And Jalen is, I see what you're saying, Dre. You know what I mean? I do. I really do, because it wasn't like it was last year, but you gotta account for the schedule, and you gotta account for now everybody has a whole year to figure this thing out, and with this offense and stuff, But at the same breath, I mean, we can be 1-6. You know what I mean? But we're 6-1. We're 6-1. It's not pretty at times, you know what I mean? But we're still at the top of top of the pecking order and whatnot, and then everybody's still gunning for us, you know. But yeah, like you said, Dre, I agree. I don't know what's going on with it's a mystery with this knee injury, or you know, they saying it went all the way back to the Rams game. You know, when he went back with that quarterback sneak. That's when you know his knee kind of hyperextended. So it goes back to that Rams game. That's what that's what they're saying on the local channels and stuff. So, but yeah, Dre, I agree with you. I have no clue.
Let me ask you guys this, because you said 6-1.
Yeah.
Yes, the offense 24 points. Or whatever it said, fourth in points, but I feel that the front four helped to get that 6-1 in situations more than the offense, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they played a part into it, but you still got to score points.
Yeah, but the defense helps that to get the offense.
That's gonna help.
I mean, it definitely helped keep them in the game. I mean, it kept Miami's offense, mostly on the sideline.
True.
So they didn't get a chance to really get into a groove, because that's Miami's thing. They needed to kind of get into a groove and get their offense going. Mm-hmm. It never happened. They really had a lot of control over the line, time of possession, and defense has a lot to do with that. Yeah. I would say also some of those wins they've had this year just been a complimentary football. You had someone else step up. Was it DeAndre Swift? Had 2 games back to back, over 100, almost 20 yards rushing. Mm-hmm. The Vikings game, that's what they did, because Jalen was struggling and they just kind of ran right down their throat. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's really, I think the whole gist of that 6-1 record is really, it's just been a team effort. You've always found a way to win somehow. And a lot of teams can't do that. A lot of teams are like the Lions. You kind of saw that with the Ravens last week, where they played a pretty good defense, and all of a sudden you saw it's like, yeah, they don't really know how to win other than just a certain way. And once they got punched in the mouth, they couldn't figure out another way to kind of, get themselves together. But the Eagles so far found a way to win, whether it's ugly, whether it's running the ball, passing the ball, versus defense. They find a way to win.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with that being said, I mean, there's 2 games that they really could have lost, because the other team, New England, Minnesota, beat themselves up, with turnovers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What if they didn't turn that ball? What if they didn't turn those balls over? What if Minnesota didn't turn those balls over? What if New England would have turned? That's 2 losses right there. You know what I mean? So a lot of that, as far as, I mean, if you really want to just, look at that, really go deep into it. I mean, those two games we could have, really lost.
Riverboat Ron was Riverboat Ron. I could have lost the Washington game.
True that. Yeah, true that. Yeah, that's there. That's 3.
But you know what? As they say, you didn't lose.
Yeah,
right. You didn't lose. Yeah, turnovers is part of the game, man. Turnovers happens, man.
Brock Purdy had just thrown the ball a little higher, would have beat Minnesota. If the kicker had kicked the ball just a little to the left, would have beat the Browns. I mean, it's just,
Well, and it's interesting that you guys bring up turnovers, because the last 3 weeks, the Eagles have not been ahead in turnover battle. And I think that's really hurt them. And part of it is, whether it's bouncing off guys' hands or Jalen not taking care of the football and maybe throwing balls that he shouldn't. The Eagles got to get the turnover game together today. And Dre, you brought up the defensive line, and Jermaine knows my boy Jordan Davis. He's going to be out today.
Yeah, he's out today. But you keep going back to that front four. Yeah, Dre, I 100% agree with you. But when we was talking this week, I want to see when you start getting these mobile quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Because you've been having these stationary quarterbacks. I want to see how they're going to do against the Patrick Mahomes, and I believe they're going to beat Kansas City, and I really believe that they're going to beat the Buffalo Bills and everything. But they're mobile quarterbacks. I mean, the quarterbacks that they've been looking at, the quarterbacks that they've been having, and everything is basically stationary.
Not Tua though. Besides Tua.
Tua, I mean, Tua didn't really run, did he?
Tua didn't have time. Tua didn't have time. But yeah, you're right, Jermaine. I want to see the Josh Allens and the Patrick Mahomes.
I want to see what they do because they always improvise. You know what I mean, running around and going around circles, and
because the Bills almost lost Thursday.
Yeah,
Josh Allen. If Josh didn't run,
So but I'm on board with the front four, and they pretty much somewhat, Eagles still had to, score and everything, but that front four is, it's getting pressure. I mean, it's one of the best. It's if not the best in the league. I mean, I'm kind of shocked, somewhat, because you really thought San Fran was going to be that top of the line, but they just can't, Mike. I mean, geez,
I think San Francisco right now.
When are they going to get it together?
Yeah, we said it before. I think I'm seeing a little inconsistency with their defense compared to ours. I mean, you got top line. Well, Hargrave and Bosa, especially Bosa. I'm just shocked that Bosa's quiet.
I mean,
he's quiet.
No, he got the big contract. Of course, highest paid non-defensive, non-quarterback player in the league, and it just since he got paid, it just hasn't been. The execution hasn't been there.
Yeah,
and that's what I want to talk about, man.
Yeah,
that's why I keep saying, like, these guys get paid and they don't want to show up. So I'm gonna say this Hurts got paid. Is he showing up? I don't know what the heck's going on with him.
Do you think the money, when you get paid the money, now they're putting more pressure on themselves because they're getting paid, and it's like almost that money is like a distraction. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shoot, now the pressure's on me, and now everybody's looking at me because I got all this money, and they're putting added more pressure, and they're not playing their game like the Bosas, like the Hurts. You know what I'm saying? You get all them, oh man, I got paid. Now all of a sudden, the media is all over you, the fans are all over you, and you're just not stepping up. I mean, sometimes it's the way I look at it. If I get paid and I'm a superstar and whatnot, that's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Everybody's looking at you.
You're under the microscope more for sure. So maybe everybody's looking at things a little bit more closer too, and they might be more hard on these guys. I mean, I mean, but you look across the board, and Dre's got a good point. And you look at the guys who got paid. I mean, they have not had good years this year. All these guys who got these huge contracts. Whether Bosa or Jalen or Josh Allen or Mahomes, all right, maybe Mahomes, he got his extension, but
now look at the GOAT. What did he ever be? Was he ever the highest paid quarterback at the time?
No, maybe for a minute.
Maybe for a minute.
Yeah.
But then we'll go back to the old saying where passion succeeds over results, right? Because you got Lamar Jackson crying, got his big contract, and honestly, he still ain't doing that great. He just had one game so far. Big deal.
You're giving all this money besides Jalen. You know what I mean? Because when Tom Brady, he wasn't about that. He's like, look, I want to win. I want to win championships. I want to win Super Bowls. Right. Go get me this receiver, Randy Moss. Go get me this. Go get y'all get this money. Whatever y'all trying to pay me to try to make me the highest paid player. Go use that money to go get me players that's going to play. You know what I'm saying? So that's I mean. I mean, Jalen. Jalen. He's got his good, talent around him.
Oh, no question.
Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you let Tyreek Hill go, and that's money that you gave Jalen. That's money probably you could have gave to Tyreek Hill to keep him, to keep him where it's at. Now you see that Kansas City is struggling somewhat, and whatnot. It's going to be a high hill journey. For Kansas City to get back to where they was, I know they're 6-1, but to get back where they was at last year, it's something, it's something.
Yeah, I think the thing that's frustrating is when players get paid and then, it's just that they don't either hit the same level of production that they were at before, or they hit the same level, but then they don't get any better than that, like you watch, like a Lamar Jackson, and your feeling was, okay, he's going to get paid. He's going to become a better quarterback than what he is. And I'll be honest, he might get there. I mean, I saw some flashes of things that have shown improvement, but you're feeling like with Jalen Hurts, it's like, okay, he got the big contract. Is he going to be better than how he was last year? Last year was a big MVP type season, but can he keep that same level or more? And right now, it's not even at the level it was last year. It's not bad at all, but it's just not at that level. So you're like, man, he got paid, he's slacking off. My thing with like a Bosa, what makes me upset is that he held out. So finally he got paid.
That's a different,
but because he held out, now he's not up to football speed. We went through the same thing with Deebo Samuels, where he held out, came in, and admitted at the end of the season, I really wasn't myself last season. I'm like, we don't want to hear that, man. It's like you held out, you pouted, you did all this and that. You gotta come in ready to play. True. It's like we're gonna sit there and talk all that mess. I want to be paid the highest, and I deserve this. And it's like, all right, man, but you need to be in shape. Don't show up. True. And then it take a year to get back into where you was at the year before. Trying to get that contract. Yeah. So yeah.
And who was that Pittsburgh? Who's that Pittsburgh Steelers running back that did that?
What's his name?
Le'Veon
Bell. He held out,
yeah.
And then he was a no-show.
He hasn't been
ever since.
Since,
then he left, went to the Jets, and then disappeared.
Yeah. And you've seen it happen, plenty of times. These guys that hold out and stuff, and they show up, and they ain't the same. You feel like you missed them, but then they show up, and then you're like, man, we really don't miss you, man, because you're not the same person you was. So but we'll see. Hopefully, on my team, hopefully Bosa does pull it together. I mean, I looked at some statistics and stuff. Okay. And I mean, he and Myles Garrett are the two most double team defensive edge. It's just that right now, Myles Garrett, in terms of like his win rate and how much he can beat a block, he's like number 2 in the league, where Bosa is like number 18. Wow. So it's like you can compare the two. Myles Garrett's having that MVP type of year. He could be defensive player of the year. He did get paid, but he got paid, I think, 2 years ago. If I recall, I think he had one of those kind of quiet years, and then now it's finally turning around. But you hate to wait a whole year and a half for a guy to have an MVP season. So, but we'll see. Myles Garrett is doing really good. That guy's crazy.
Man, that dude is playing insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
I think Jalen Carter is number 1 for getting double team. The guy's been a monster. He's coming back today. We get Jalen Carter back today a little bit, which should help.
Might be the rookie. The rookie of the year.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe when was it when Myles Garrett was suspended because he was swinging his helmet
at Pittsburgh. Swinging his helmet and he just missed.
He
missed him. I was like, if he'd have made contact,
it was the quarterback.
I
remember. What was that? 3 years ago?
Yeah,
about 3 years ago. He got suspended for 4 games, something like that. 5
games.
He got suspended for the whole season.
Yeah, he was out for a long time. He missed a lot of time.
He made contact. That was.
Well, did you see what happened on Thursday night? That Tampa Bay holder took his helmet off. Well, he got his helmet.
The kicker. Yeah, the punter. Yeah,
the hunter or the holder of the kicker or whatever.
Yeah,
but when you looked at it, Whistler was taking his helmet off and he was trying to grab it and he was like, using it as a battle ram.
It's getting, got to be careful, man. So, no, credit to Myles Garrett, man. Yeah, the guy is having a season. And
yes, he is, man.
Yeah. So, but going to your Commanders real quick.
We'll see.
Talk about Dre.
What goes on.
Yeah. And the defensive line. So, I had to look the number up because I know it's high. But so far this season, Sam Howell's been sacked 40 times.
Oh, God. Man.
40 times. And
add 4 more today.
It might be more. I mean, the offensive line is bad. You talk to Commanders fans, they'll tell you, the offensive line is just they're not protecting the kid. And then he holds onto the ball too long on top of that. Yeah. So, I mean, Washington somehow plays you guys tough. I don't know how, but because the talent gap
man.
It's so different. But it's strange. But yeah, man, Sam Howell, he came in for a long day.
Times.
40 times. Yeah, I had to look 40. That up. I was like, good God, 40 sacks.
Yeah. I mean, Eagles, they're not on pace to get 70 or whatever sacks they had last year, but they're getting close. Like the last 3 weeks, they've been better. And a lot of it has been because Reddick got his cast off and he's been really
Reddick he's waking up, and that's the thing. You want somebody to get paid, you know what I mean? Because at one point he held out. He held out for like a second. You know what I mean? In training camp, because then, I guess he came to his senses, and now he's just he's balling. He's balling. I mean, he's controlling that. He's controlling that defensive line and everything. He's definitely the captain of that defensive line.
I agree with that, man. And and then Sweat, all those guys.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna have.
They all complement. They all, and that's the thing is they all complement each other. And then you got a nice rotation, between Cox, Carter,
Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis. You know what I mean? So, but
even Brandon's still showing a threat.
Oh,
Brandon,
I
know he's.
He took his helmet off. I didn't know who he was with all that gray hair around. Why did he just go in there and just keep talking and just talk these young players up, man? You don't need to be on that field.
Well, getting into the games today, this is actually a good transition, but because we're going to talk about that, and without Jordan Davis, are the Eagles going to be able to stop the run? Because they're different without him in there at the run. They are number one against the run right now, but we'll get to that in a second. But Dre, tell us about last week. How did everybody do last week with their picks?
Okay, so last week, it was interesting.
It was interesting.
So let's see. Last week, I was the worst. I was 2-3. I only won the Eagles and the Atlanta game. Mike, Sal, Jermaine, all you guys were tied 3-2. But it's interesting because Mike got his third win because he picked the Ravens over everybody else picked Detroit.
I ain't know about
and then the Niners. Niners messed me up.
Niners messed you up. So and our guest last week was Autistic Podcast. KD and Hef were both 1-4.
We can bust on them too.
Now this is the 5, so I didn't include the Washington one, but if we included the Washington, I lost. Mike, you lost. Sal, you lost, and then Jermaine, KD, and Hef picked New York. But I didn't, because we always doing 5. So
didn't I pick Washington?
Yeah, you did.
They won, didn't they?
No,
the Giants won.
Giants won.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking Atlanta game. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Why you about to get hyped?
I know, right?
I picked Washington. You did.
Yeah,
and they lost.
I was thinking week before. I was thinking of the Atlanta game. Yeah.
Well,
so
they're going to be mad
interesting. Now, Mike and Jermaine are tied 24-11. And Sal, you and I are 18-17. So Sal, you caught up, buddy.
He's slow and steady.
Sal, remember he was below 500. I caught up because he picked the Eagles finally.
Sal caught up. I was like,
that's right.
So
Jermaine and Mike, y'all neck and neck, man.
All right. Okay, bragging rights at the end of the season. We got to figure out somebody gets something at the end of the season or something. Whoever has the best, we got to figure that out.
And the worst.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I ain't jumping out the window like I did with. I don't know why I picked San Diego. I would have had another win.
Arizona, you was jumping out the window with Arizona.
Well, Arizona, I was on them for a minute.
I know, 1-5 now.
Yeah, they just fell apart, man.
They sure did.
Yeah, they just. It's a shame, man.
Well,
that's how the NFL is, right? Beginning of the season, you can have a team like that win a couple games, but as the season goes on, the true colors start to show.
The true colors come out.
Man.
Like the Giants last year. I said, I am not sold on the Giants. I don't want them whatsoever,
Man.
T-Mobile.
All right, let's get into it then. We got McGenius at Rain. So the Rams at the Cowboys. McGenius at Rain.
McGenius at Rain.
Hey,
this will be interesting. Sal, let's put you on the spot. You go first.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go first. I think Dallas has this one. I don't see any reason why Dallas would lose this unless McGenius pulls off something. But
it's gonna have to.
yeah. So I'm with Dallas on this one. I think their offense and their defense is going to be too much for the Rams.
All right. I'll say Mike. You go next.
I'm going to say Dallas, but it's not strong. McGenius has a way of figuring out how to get this offense going. They have a little bit of a running attack back again, and that Puka Nacua kid, man, I don't know where he
Good
came
God,
from.
where did the hell he come from?
He is always open.
And
then,
I'm listening on the radio. I said, "Who the hell is Puka?" And I thought they was just, talking some kind of language or something.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it was a
like,
Pokemon
this is a
character.
player.
Yeah. This
I'm like, who?
It's
Yeah.
open, and then Cooper Kupp was already the guy that always got open, and she was like, "How's that guy get open all the time?" So now they got two people like that. I think Dallas will take it. I think their defense. I know we talked about it before, but I think their defense will be too much for the Rams. But if the Rams win, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'll take Dallas.
Man.
Yeah, Dallas. I mean, they're playing at home. You're coming off a bye. Watch, they're probably gonna blow the doors off the Rams, and then here we go again. We're back at it. Dallas is back. Dallas is back. I told you they just needed that bye week. Now we're gonna make the run. Yeah,
right.
Watch. They're gonna blow the doors off. They're gonna blow the doors off of Los Angeles, and now they're back. Dak's probably going to throw 3 touchdowns, and now he's the savior and all that. Come on,
Yeah.
Dallas going to run
before,
away.
right?
Yep. Dallas going to run away.
There's no question. Yeah, I'm taking Dallas as well. Cooper Kupp might actually have a decent game in the secondary. But then again, I'm gonna go the other way. You know how many times Whitney turns the ball over. Stafford does. Matthew Stafford. Are we going to see on defense? Are we going to see what's the name on the Rams going after Dakota or Rain?
Right.
Aaron
Donald.
Aaron Donald. But I'm taking Dallas. I think, and Dallas is at home, and Micah Parsons. I think he's going to really have a big game. I think against
Micah Parsons has been quiet the last few games.
He has. Yeah.
He has been quiet. I don't know if it's an undisclosed injury.
No. I actually watched. I watched film, especially the one they lost. They're triple teaming him. That's what they're doing.
So no one
the
else
offense is rotating. Anybody on that side, they always getting him, and he has no time to actually get to the quarterback. So Dallas has need to figure out how to get through that because those offensive linemen are constantly staying on him.
Right. I will say that if the Rams are able to run the ball today, watch out. If they're able to control that line of scrimmage and actually run the ball, it's going to be a long day for Dallas.
Avery Henderson.
And doesn't Dallas play the Eagles next week? So will they look past it and get ready
they're two games back from us. They're 4-2.
I don't like I said, I think Dallas is just going to blow the doors off of Los Angeles. And then now that the matchup is even more hyped with Philly coming, when they go to Philly and all that stuff, I don't think they're going to look past this. I mean, now you look at Philadelphia, I know we're going to pick that. Now that could be another issue. You know what I mean? As far as a trap game or whatever, because we haven't really beat Dallas, during the season, during the regular season and stuff, So, but yeah, I don't see the Rams even coming close. And Mike, you talk about a running game. I mean, come on, man, Avery Henderson.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, Mike, I'm sorry. I questioned you last week, and freaking Baltimore blew the doors off.
They destroyed them. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that one got in here early. Yeah, that one got
crap on that. I was like, damn. Okay.
Yeah, that game got away early.
Yeah, sure
did.
They set the tone real quick.
Good God.
All right, our next one, and guys, don't count him out yet. Kirk Cousins is back. Kirk Cousins is playing Green Bay. What happens today? That rhymed. That was pretty good. That
rhymed, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm up. I'll tell you, you just never know with Cousins, man. But Green Bay can't get it together. They just can't seem to. And Jordan Love can throw the ball, but they just, I don't know. I think, I'm going to go with Minnesota. I just don't see that Green Bay is going to have enough for this one.
Okay, going with the Vikings.
What's Green Bay's record?
Green Bay is
what are they, 2-4, 2-5? They haven't won a lot.
They are 3-4.
3-4. Okay.
3-4.
All right. Okay.
Mhm.
It's been
Packers are
a
2-4.
lucky 3-4. I swear.
Wow, Packers are 2-4, and
Yeah, that's what I
Packers
thought. Yeah.
Packers are on a losing streak. They lost 3 straight.
Yeah.
Wow, they was 3-0.
Yep,
I mean, no, I'm sorry, 3
Oh,
and
three-
It was 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They only
Wow.
won one road game. They're getting killed on the road, but they're home today.
So that's what I was gonna say. Are they home? Yeah.
Yeah, they're home today.
Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
Mm.
I still pick the Vikings.
Okay, Mike's taking the Vikings. All right,
All right.
Jermaine,
I'm going. All right. I'm going with Green Bay.
Green Bay.
All
Yeah. I
right.
don't have nothing to say because I don't know who's going to show up and what the hell who the hell's on the field and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm picking
Mhm.
Green Bay.
All right.
Wow. So divisional game. That receiver showed up. They didn't need Justin Jefferson last week.
No, Jordan
Oh.
Anderson, that rookie did show up.
Yeah, he was killing it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Rub it in.
Yeah, and who was that running back?
For who? Green Bay or Minnesota?
Madison is the running back for.
Alexander
Yeah.
Madison, yeah.
Yeah, he was okay.
I needed him to fumble. He
Fantasy.
he picked the wrong game to not fumble. Every other game he played this season, he's been fumbling. He didn't fumble against San Francisco though.
If Kirk Cousins, I'm gonna take Vikings. If Kirk Cousins don't turn the ball over or screw up, I don't see Green Bay winning. So I'm taking Vikings.
Well, the thing with Kirk Cousins, you saw it against the Niners. When he's got time, he's gonna kill you, man. I mean, if you're not pressuring him and forcing him into making a mistake, and he will eat you alive. And I don't see Green Bay getting that kind of pressure on him to force him into a mistake. So, he sits back there like a statue throwing the ball all over the field. He's gonna have a field day. So I can see him get another 400 yards passing. So yeah, definitely Vikings.
And where's Jones on Green Bay? Is he?
He's been hurt lately.
He's been hurt lately?
Yeah, Dylan, I think, is the running back, right?
Yeah,
AJ
so-
Dillon.
Is that's hurt
Jones
too,
was
man.
back. Jones was back. His first game was last week or whatever. But
Yeah,
he's
so-
dealing with a hamstring industry.
This is going to be a game where Vikings got to get to 500, so they know they got to do. And Packers know like they're on a losing streak. So this is a big one, I think, for both teams. So Vikings on the road. Vikings can.
That's what I'm saying.
Vikings
Vikings is on the road. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
Green Bay is a hard place to play. So yeah, that's why I'm taking Green Bay. I mean,
and
just because they're home. That's all.
and Jermaine, that might put you up because
that's why I was waiting for Mike to see what he's going to pick.
All right.
All right.
Next one is the Browns and the Sea Chickens. So I don't think there's any way Seattle gets past this Cleveland defense. So straight up, I'm going to go Cleveland on this one.
Yeah, it's going to have to be Cleveland's defense because Mr. Tal is still on the sideline. You know what I mean?
PJ Walker.
What the heck is going on with that? And are you guys, I mean, you guys sold on Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt in the backfield. And then, what? Who's the quarterback? Walker?
PJ Walker, yeah.
Yeah, so Cleveland needs at least, 2 turnovers? To really, make this game. So.
That's Myles Garrett. He'll get that for you.
Easily.
Yeah.
Right?
Easily. So, Sal, who you picking?
I'm going with Cleveland.
Okay,
I think the
Sal,
defense is going to be too much for Seattle.
going with the L's.
Where's it at? Cleveland?
No, it's
I
at
think
Seattle.
actually in Seattle, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
Ooh.
Sal's taking Cleveland. Mike?
I'm going to take the Browns again because of that defense. But, Geno's been doing pretty well this year. He's been moving that ball around. They had some offense out there. But, yeah, I think the defense, especially Myles Garrett, I really like to see how Myles Garrett does chasing Geno Smith all the way around the field. I think that's going to be interesting to see that. But, yeah, I'll take the Browns.
Jermaine? Who are you taking, Jermaine?
I am taking the Sea Chickens. That's how I am because they're playing at home. You got to control Myles Garrett. You got to control him and whatnot. And like you said, Mike, I totally agree with you. I mean, Geno's been holding it down. They got a running game. They still got the receiving core and Lockett and Metcalf and everything. You're playing at home. I'm going with Why not? I'm going with the Sea Chickens.
Woo.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a game. Also, you're right with the Sea Chickens. The Sea Chickens defense has been pretty good this year. They've been improving, and the one thing that Cleveland, their offense is kind of limited. Ford has had a couple big runs here and there, but aside from that, it's kind of been a stifled offense.
Yeah.
So them going against the Sea Chickens, their defense probably will need to score.
Yeah, true. Or a special team punt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I mean, because it was a shootout last week, even though the Cleveland's defense was, doing some good, important turn events to help them win, but they still put up a lot of points.
Indy
still put a lot of points up on them. I think I'm gonna go with Jermaine. I'm gonna take the Sea Chickens. I need to. I think so.
All right, we got some variety this time.
Yeah, that's
all right.
All right. Well, this is where it's going to get interesting, guys, because these next couple of games. Here we go. San Fran as Cincinnati. So, man. Jeez. Sorry, Mike. I'm going with Cincinnati. Sorry, buddy. I got to do it. I'm not sold on San Fran yet until they get their defense in order. And I'm not totally done yet for the season, but I think San Fran needs to get their house together. But I think Cincinnati's on a roll right now. So I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Woo! All right. So we got the Bengals.
This is a tough one. If San Fran would have pulled out Minnesota, if they'd have pulled out loss, I'd have definitely went 100 with San Fran. But with that being said, I think Bosa is really, this is going to be his coming out party today, and I think, San Fran is angry, and I think their pride's got to be hurt. They're a little embarrassed. I really think they're embarrassed. So I think San Fran's going to put Cincinnati in their place. And if they don't, I'm done. I'm done because you're really in trouble, Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody, but
somebody getting fired.
Not getting fired, boy. It's gonna be a lot of pointing the fingers and whatnot. It's like, oh, what's going on?
Right.
That's the biggest thing, But I'm saying that San Fran, this is a get right game for them today, especially their defense, because that's what they rode on, like you said, Mike. The last few years is their defense, So yeah, I'm rolling with San Fran.
I already have Mike ink down on the paper.
Nah.
So, I know there's a text message out there that says I'm picking the Bengals. But I can't do it. It's kind of like
emotion, Jermaine.
Trying to be, a realist and analyze and all that kind of stuff. I should be picking the Bengals after seeing what happened. But you know what? This show, it's from a fan perspective. So I'm a fan. So I'm going with San Francisco. Yeah. I like what Jermaine was saying. Everything you're saying is what I'm hoping to see today. And that, Bosa going against that offensive line that still has problems. Brown is out for the Bengals. So I'm hoping that front four gets a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow, forces some mistakes, and then I like to see Brock Purdy. Hopefully his concussive symptoms are all cleared up, but I'd like to see the offense. I'd like to see George Kittle get more into the offense. I'm not sure what's going on, but they really haven't. Other than the Cowboys game, he hasn't really been targeted a lot, and I'm like, Brock, that's the guy we really need something. Throw him the ball. He usually finds a way to get open, kind of like a Kelsey kind of guy. Just get him the ball. So I'm hoping that they I know CMC is going to get his. He always does, but I'm hoping that Kittle has a big game, and I want him to roll going to the bye week next week with a win.
Yep.
Jermaine.
Yeah.
Jermaine picked Niners.
Oh, Jermaine picked
and I got Niners.
Going with the Bengals. This is
wow.
You going with the Bengals?
Yeah, man. This is gonna be a breakout game for Jamar
Chase.
He's jumping out the window with me.
In San Fran. This is in San Fran, right, Mike?
Yeah, it's in San Fran. Yeah.
Listen, San Fran got a 2-game losing streak. It's gonna be 3. I don't think the Bengals are gonna lay up nicely. I don't care that they're away. I really think that they're gonna look at all that weaknesses that happened last week, especially the tight end. They couldn't. Minnesota's tight end was going off. You know, and like you said, Brock. I see some things in him when he's on, but like they brought up a good point last week, even though how Michaels and Street are boring. Birdie does he it's all about timing. He throws in the area where the receiver should be at, and he was clicking pretty well last week. But if that gets jumbled up, man, he don't know what to do. I honestly think he can't find an outlet. You know, his outlet's got to be Kittle's. So I don't know, man. I got the Bengals.
I've seen that's how I agree with. I mean, yeah, it is a timing offense. I've seen him make some, he made some heads up plays in that Minnesota game where things kind of broke down. He just, in the key moments, what happens in the fourth quarter when things got a little tight, I think is where his decision making. He didn't take, as it's saying, take what the defense gives you. Right. And he didn't do that, and that I think was just kind of a rookie kind of mistake kind of thing. But yeah, it is a timing offense. I mean, the whole offense is predicated on timing. The ball's coming out before the guy makes his break. The ball's got to be in that spot and it'll work. If the ball's not in that spot, it's getting picked off. And what I've seen with Purdy lately, and I'm not sure it's the elbow or what, but some of those timing, the ball's sailing, and so where it's supposed to be at is actually going off to the left, or it's going a little high or something like that. And hopefully that gets straightened out. But yeah. I mean, it is a timing offense. I mean, that's the whole thing about it, which is kind of what makes it impressive, because the defensive guy can't respond to it because the ball's in the air already before even anybody's even looking for it. So, I think he'll be all right.
If the Bengals, if the San Fran win, you got to get Debo's got to score. He's got to be a playmaker.
Yeah, he's playing. He's still out.
Okay, he's still out. So
yeah, I'm
right. Okay, he's still out. Yeah, then Kittle's
always hurt.
Kittle's got to show up.
Yeah, I think Kittle has got to, and I think against Cleveland's defense, because they don't fare well against tight ends. So I think this is a chance for Kittle to get open. Brock just needs to throw the ball, just give him a chance and go from there.
All right,
so Dre and I got Cincinnati on that one. Got some variety there. Yeah.
This is good.
All right, and then the last one, of course, in about a little over an hour, Eagles and Washington, of course. For this one, it is funny because Washington does always play the Eagles close. I'm hoping that the Eagles don't look past this game for the Cowboys, but I think they know that the Commanders play them tough. I think they'll be awake today. It is in DC, right? So that is a little bit different. I'm going to
How's it different? How's it different? Philly travels. They're going to take over that stadium.
Well, hopefully.
They'll take over that stadium, man. It's going to be more Eagle fans than it is Commander fans, Sal. You know that.
As long as that knee doesn't affect Jalen, I'm going to pick the Eagles, but I'm a little
mysterious knee.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I mean, if we see Mariota mania, but
Jesus, come with Sal.
No.
But we're going to go with the Eagles. We'll go with the Eagles. But let's see what happens.
All right. Go ahead, Sal. Right. I'm proud of you, man. Go ahead. That's 2 weeks straight.
That's 2 weeks in a row with the Eagles, and you won.
He said he won. And he won.
That's right.
All right,
Mike. 500. Got to get back to 500 here, guys.
Come back to me for a second.
Okay. I'm going to say the Eagles. Like I said, I was looking at some. I mentioned the stats a little bit earlier, but we need to run the ball. We didn't do that last time we met with them. And I feel that we need to establish that run to actually get the passing even better. It was good last week when, of course, AJ Brown did his thing. He was targeted 13 times for 175 yards last week, which is pretty impressive. But again, like you guys said, this is a divisional game. Always play tough. And I'm going to bring up the point Jermaine says, don't play under the level of your ability. And a lot of times teams do that every time, but I don't think they're going to do that this time because they taking Washington lightly. So what I'm saying, Philadelphia, I told you guys, I'm sold on the front four. So the front four. And Sal, to answer your question, 2 divisional games back to back. They're not taking this lightly. They have to win both these divisional games next year.
Yeah, they do.
And then coming up to like KC and all them. So I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I want Philadelphia to actually dominate the game. That's what I want. I want domination.
All right.
It could be a dominating game, or it could be one of that game that we had 34-31 again. I mean, that divisional, that it's it's all about them knowing each other and stuff. So, but coming out of this, I think Philly's going to. No, I don't think. I know that Philly's going to come out on top this week, and you guys are right. They're going to have to win today, and then have to definitely win against Dallas. I'm looking forward to, and I'm looking past Washington and looking at Dallas, because if you look at our record the last few years against Dallas during the regular season, it's not pretty. It's not pretty, So handle your business today, and let's get ready. Let's get ready for Dallas. Let's get ready for Dallas, and actually. I want them to punch Dallas in their mouth. I'm looking past Washington. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm looking past Washington. But yeah, handle your business today, Philly, and let's get ready for Dallas.
Hold on, let me hopefully this works.
Okay.
Let me know if you guys can see this.
Let's see. What's he got?
Yep. 1 second. Oh, yep.
Is it sharing? This Amazon picture, that is a blue light, because there will be a blue light special after this game, and Washington is selling off the farm.
Selling the farm.
Blue light special. You hear that, Tony?
Who's coming to change? Who we got to Chase Young going once, going twice, going 3 times, and sold.
Montez Sweat.
We got a Montez Sweat going once, going 3 times, sold.
Who was that lineman that went the hell off? Why he's like, I'm tired. I've been here 7 years, and nothing hasn't changed.
That was John Allen.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was Allen. Right. Oh my God,
one of the first round draft picks. He's like, him and Deron Payne from Alabama. Yep. Going once, going twice, sold. Blue light special. I got.
Yeah, Mike.
I got Eagles. I got Eagles winning this game.
I see.
I just think Watson is so inconsistent. It just drives you nuts. That 1 minute they play very well, the next minute they get blown out by the Bears, get blown out by the Giants, they get blown out by so many teams they shouldn't be blown out by. You feel like they're going to play to the level of their competition, but I think it's just showing the signs that they're really not that strong of a team, and that as the season goes on, they're just going to continue to get blown out, that they're not going to be as competitive. And I think it's kind of going to start today where, the rails are coming apart, the train's going off the track. Ron Rivera is kind of coaching like a coach that doesn't know he's going to get fired into the season, and not going for 2 points, not doing some of the things that Riverboat Ron do. They don't want you. Magic's tweeting every single game that they lose. Magic, oh, this is disappointing that we lost today. Our team didn't show up today. It's this and this and this. They want them gone. So Ron should be trying like anything. He should just say screw it and play loose, coach loose. But he's not. He's like coaching like he wants to save his job, and that's going to cause him to lose his job. And so, I just think the Sam Howell experiment. He's had some good plays, but he's going to get sacked a lot, and that's not going to get any better. The running game hasn't really been there. Brian Robinson hasn't been strong. What's his name? Gibson still keeps turning the ball over. Fumble. I think it's going to fall apart. I think they're going to go into rebuild mode. I think it's going to be pretty clear to the fan base that, it's time for change. And, Jacoby Brissett could be coming soon. And, go for that. I know Hef don't want to hear that. I'm sorry, Hef, but it might even be for the best. It might be for the best. It's one of them things. It's like, you got rid of the owner, you cleared house. Now you got to look at the coaching staff, and you've been saying it for a couple of years now, and it's like we're ready to clean that out too, and let's get this whole thing started from scratch.
That's why you got to come out and pounce on him early. You got to come out and pounce
You
on
got
him.
to.
Heck
Got
wants
to.
to
Yeah,
hear it.
Sal.
He's a realist. That's why he's not on here today. So he knows that.
Yeah.
All right. So pretty much did everybody pick Philly then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hands.
Okay.
Yep. Hands down.
All right, cool. Well, let's close out the show today. Something a little bit different, guys. We'll go around this time and talk about the number one person who got paid who hasn't earned it this year. And I will start. This is a tough one between two guys. This is a tough one between two guys. But so far, Mike, I'm sorry, I got to go with Bosa. Too much money and no performance so far. You know?
No, 100% agree. Yep.
Yeah. So
I don't feel bad. I agree.
It was tough between him and Jalen, but I'm going to go with Bosa. So Jermaine, who you got? Number one guy who got paid too much and hasn't earned it so far.
Herbert got paid, didn't he? Did he get paid?
Yeah, he did.
Herbert's not. He's not. It's inconsistent.
That's
you know what I mean? To a point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not like he was in past years and all that stuff. So I believe Herbert hasn't earned his money yet. You know, so. I don't know if it's got to do with the coaches or whatever and whatnot, but yeah, he hasn't earned his money, Herbert.
All right, Mike.
Oh man, it's a lot to pick, but I got two. One of them, it's kind of easy. The other one, actually both kind of easy, but of course Russell Wilson.
Oh man,
guy. Darn it, you took mine.
That. And then look, the towel. I'm like, Deshaun Watson. That kind of.
I told you.
If you think about that, it almost seems like that's where it all started, right? It started with him getting his contract, the guaranteed $230 billion, and then everything else kind of like snowballed after that. Because then all the quarterbacks started getting paid big money afterwards. So it's like it all started with him. It's like it's his fault. Everybody got paid, and then it starts sticking up the joint. But yeah, man, it's him. He ain't there at all.
And the thing is, it's guaranteed. That's the thing. Yeah. It's guaranteed 100.
Guaranteed.
It's just like, yo, are you serious?
Yeah.
You know,
the towel lives on. The towel lives on.
That's gonna be one of historically bad. They talk about it. 5 years from now, and 30 from 30 or something. That's gonna be historically bad. Bad trade,
Now, Dre, you want to talk about a Jamarcus Russell? There you go, right there.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
Right.
There you go,
Right.
Jermaine,
go,
let me ask Jermaine. Still want to give up 2 first-round draft picks for Russell Wilson?
For Russell Wilson? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I wish we could find that clip.
Yeah,
yeah.
He would be better if he was with the Eagles than with that coach.
So?
I don't know.
Yeah. He wouldn't be as good as Jalen, but I think he wouldn't be as bad as he is out there in Denver.
I mean, if you'd have got Russell, do you think we would have got AJ Brown?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to put a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. You paid all that money.
Russell Wilson.
You paid all that money for the Russell Wilson. You wouldn't have had AJ Brown.
Yeah. And you gave up 2 first-round picks. You also
you gave up 2 first
round.
No
Jalen Carter.
It was meant to be. Not
that was good, Howie.
Howie,
there you go, Sal. Howie,
man.
He didn't bite,
bro.
He didn't bite.
Yeah.
He could have bit that, but he didn't bite that apple, right?
Never.
Sure did. Yeah, he sure did.
Howie never gets credit. Trey, you got.
So there was a few quarterbacks. One that Mike took was Russell Wilson. Yeah, I have Jalen Hurts, but Mike's gonna be like, come on, Dre, just leave him alone. Lamar, I can't. I have to. Lamar only showed one game, in my opinion. He needs to step up more. And my other one was actually Joe Burrows. Now, Joe Burrows, calf injury, blah, blah, blah. But if they can if they're showing that they can turn it around, and I want them to beat, I got them Bengals beating, and I'm saying it's going to be on his arm because he's got to get it to Jamar. So he's got to earn his money. He got to earn his money, man.
Yeah.
But
Lamar, highest player in the league, right? He's highest. No, Mahomes.
No. What's the name? Patrick got his
Mahomes is top now. Yeah,
Mahomes is top. He got restructured.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I got Burrows and Lamar. And then real quick, Sal, what you said about, I was reading, man, it's kind of typical a lot of teams have their rookies or whatever. They draft those guys and they stay, in their rookie contract. They come in at 23, 24 years old. They're out at about 27, 20, 29. What else is Howie going to do? Because mostly GMs are going to go search for those guys, which unfortunately are 30 years old. It's kind of tough. Now, you're right, Sal. Don't give up big picks for the draft. And I agree with you on that. For the guy we just got, but that's why we signed these 1-year contracts with these 30-year-olds. And it always started back in 2017 when we signed the running back from Miami that we went to the Super Bowl, and we also signed
Jay Ajayi.
Jay Ajayi. Yeah, that was Jay Ajayi. Then we signed another guy for 1 year, and we got the Super Bowl and we got it done. So they just wear down at the end of the season, and it's well known. And you saw it last year with Slay and Bradbury, and Jermaine will tell you he loves Bradbury, and he'll tell you that they slowed down last year. That's the only thing about the 30-year-old players, to make them last over the whole season. Your body wears down quicker. And by the time you get to the Super Bowl, it starts to show, I think. And I mean, not that these are bad guys. I get it. They're in a window now to win the Super Bowl, and they're trying to get guys in here that can, like Julio Jones. I mean,
right. Yeah. They're trying to get guys in here that can get them over the top. I get it. And yeah, you're right. There's certain, who else are they going to get? Right. I mean, 100%. But
the only gripe I got with that signing, and I put it on the text thread, is that if Howie would have waited one more day, they would have got they probably would have went back and got Kayvon Wallace again. You know what I mean? Now, Kayvon Wallace is a young safety, and that's the only gripe I got. But other than that, I mean, you're bringing another leadership to that, to that backfield. And I see what you're saying towards the end of the season. I believe they still got a rotation, in that backfield and everything, so don't necessarily, I don't think Byard don't have to play every down. I mean, you got Reed Blankenship, you got who else you got? It's coming off the top of my head, but I mean the rotation, I just believe I believe it was a good signing, but I just think that it was just one more. If you'd have waited one more day, you'd have saw that Kayvon Wallace got cut by the Cardinals. And I don't know what the heck that was all about. The mystery, the story's still out on that, So, but yeah. I mean, I think it's a good signing. I think it's it's a good signing. So.
Did Kayvon sign anywhere?
He still has a sign. That's what I'm saying.
I pick him up. Anywhere. I mean, how much are you gonna have to pay him?
Oh, you still pick him up? Yeah,
I still pick him up. Why not have depth? Like you said, true. Add to the rotation. Because who else you got? Sidney Brown back there? Is it Brown?
Sidney Brown. Yeah, Sidney. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Sidney Brown. He's been hurt. He's a rookie. Yeah. He's a rookie as well. So, but yeah. Like you said, it's a plug and play. You're trying to win now, and it makes sense. If he's on his last year of his contract and whatnot, So,
but a lot of draft picks there. He gave up a couple and a player.
Was it third or fourth round? Yeah. Well, Terrell Edmonds, come on.
Hey man, the guy's a stud. All right.
Yeah. Nah.
All right, everybody. He is, right? But everybody, as always, say crew@gmail.com. Feel free to shoot us an email. Let us know what you think. We talked about a lot today, and send us your picks too. We love hearing from people. Let us know what games you're picking when we go through these games, and join us in the chat too. Our Twitter's going across the bottom of the screen as well. Also, don't forget to like us on YouTube and subscribe to that bell and ring that bell. And come and see us every week at 11 o'clock. And here we go. We'll be talking about week 10 real soon here, man. It's coming.
Crazy.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
But man, halfway through the season, that's nuts.
It's getting there.
We're just tight, right? This is where, start to see who's making that playoff run and who's, looking for next year.
Oh, well, you know what? We probably talking about a lot because, the trade deadline is what? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Halloween, man.
Yeah, yeah. So you're probably going to have a lot to talk about this week.
Blue light.
So we'll see if Howie does something else. They said he's not done yet, but we'll see.
Blue light.
I'm pointing to Jermaine, the front four or bust. That's
I got you. All right. Well, what I said, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Let's see what they can do. That's all with the mobile quarterbacks. That's all. You know?
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday. at
All
11.
right.
All right, y'all.
guys.
Peace
Later,
out.
y'all.
Yep.
Later.
Yep.